Hello, welcome back to Skate Journey. Welcome to the new office. There's actually my bedroom technically. Welcome to episode 14 of So You Want to Start Skateboarding. Today we'll be looking at the first rail trick, backside board slide. Let's get started. So because this is a first trick that isn't flat ground, I'm going to show some things that you can do board slides on, like these two ledges, this rail that you have to ollie onto first, a handrail, if you're feeling brave. And today we'll be looking at this simple flat bar. Foot positioning. The foot positioning for a backside board slide is exactly the same as an ollie. Preparing for the backside board slide. To prepare for the backside board slide, you just ride past the rail. It's called the backside board slide because your back is facing the rail that you're about to grind. Throwing the backside board slide. You heard that right, you can throw grind tricks. To throw the backside board slide, simply start with your back towards the rail, pop a little bit, and push your front foot over the rail at a 90-degree angle to get the board to land on top of it. Here's what it looks like in first-person perspective. Do a little baby pop, get that front foot on and over, and land that board right on top of that rail. Easy. Once you're comfortable with that, try doing it while moving. Here's what it looks like from a different angle. Committing and landing your first backside board slide. Committing to the backside board slide is as simple as just ollieing, turning 90 degrees, and then pivoting 90 degrees out once you reach the end of the rail. When you're on the rail, it's pretty easy to stay on. Just keep yourself flat and centered. Don't try to lean forward or back so much. It's a pretty easy trick, honestly. Here's what it looks like in first person. All you gotta do is make sure that your front trucks get over the rail that you're trying to grind. And don't be afraid to grind the very end of the rail at first and progressively go longer and longer. Common mistakes. So a common mistake is still as follows. Simply not committing to the trick. This carries over to all tricks, not just flat ground flip tricks. The issue with doing this on rails, however, is that if you try to go for something that's a bit harder than this standard flat bar, you might end up getting really injured. I remember when I first started learning board slides on handrails, I had a couple attempts where I didn't commit and I ended up getting hurt. Another common mistake I see is going a little bit too slow to complete the grind. I'm not gonna lie, this part was really funny to film because I was like almost stalling on it and I was able to push and get through it, but you know, look how sketchy that looks. You don't want your board slides to look like that. Don't be afraid to go a little bit faster. Especially when you're first starting, most rails like this, you can just step right off and you won't worry about falling so much. But yeah, just go faster. If you're still getting stuck despite going faster, don't forget to use some wax. This will help you slide across that rail a lot easier. Another mistake that I see often is not turning out at the end of the rail and landing 90 degrees. You can ride away from this, but again, it looks ugly, and there's a chance that you might not roll away from it. If you're going slow enough, you might not be able to pivot out in time. So to fix this, just turn out when you get to the end of the rail. Another mistake I see, and one that I've had actually more often than I want to admit to when I first started backside board slides, was not turning the board 90 degrees enough when you get onto the rail. This can lead you to do what's called a willy grind, which personally, if you ask me, if you do it on purpose, I think it's actually a kind of cool trick. I think it's really underrated. But skaters can tell if you're trying to do a board slide and accidentally doing a willy grind. So to fix that, just simply turn a little bit more when you pop. Alright guys, that was the backside board slide. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to support my channel. I upload videos every Saturday. See you next week.